Acts 21, verse 1 to 16. The narrative opens with a deliberate movement. The departure is not hesitant, but ordered. From Miletus to Kos, from Kos to Rhodes, from Rhodes to Patara. The course is steady, almost rhythmic, as though guided by more than human intention. The voyage described in Acts of the Apostles is not merely geographical, it is theological. Each stop presses the account closer to Jerusalem, where covenantal transition is reaching its appointed climax. When the company finds a ship crossing to Phoenicia, they board and set sail, passing Cyprus on the left and landing at Tyre. There, the disciples speak to Paul through the Spirit, urging him not to go up to Jerusalem. Yet the tension is not between obedience and disobedience, but between perspective and purpose. The same Spirit that reveals suffering ahead is the Spirit that compels the journey forward. What is seen is not contradiction, but the unveiling of what must shortly come to pass. The scene at Tyre is marked by tenderness. The entire community, including wives and children, accompanies them to the shore. They kneel and pray. This moment carries the weight of transition, an old order nearing its end, a people standing on the threshold of fulfillment. The shoreline becomes a place of both farewell and witness. Their love is real, yet it does not alter the course already set. From Tyre to Ptolemais, and then to Caesarea, the journey continues. In Caesarea, they enter the house of Philip the Evangelist, one of the 7. His household is marked by prophetic insight, his 4 daughters speaking as vessels of revelation. The presence of prophecy underscores the nearness of fulfillment. This is not a distant hope, but an unfolding reality pressing into the present moment. Then Agabus arrives from Judea. Taking Paul's belt, he binds his own hands and feet, declaring what awaits in Jerusalem. The owner of the belt will be delivered into the hands of the Gentiles. The sign is vivid, unmistakable. It echoes the pattern long established. What is foretold is certain. What is revealed is imminent. Those present respond with sorrow, urging Paul not to go. Yet his answer is resolute. What do you mean by weeping and breaking my heart? For I am ready not only to be bound, but also to die at Jerusalem for the name of the Lord Jesus. His readiness is not born of uncertainty, but of clarity. The path ahead is not a deviation. It is the appointed culmination of all that has been unfolding. When persuasion fails, they yield with the words, "The will of the Lord be done." This is not resignation, but recognition. The events moving toward Jerusalem are not random or tragic. They are purposeful, ordained within the framework of divine completion. The ascent to Jerusalem follows. The narrative gathers its final companions and moves toward the city that has long stood as the center of covenantal identity. Yet that identity is on the verge of transformation. The journey of Paul mirrors the larger movement of redemptive history, from promise to fulfillment, from shadow to substance, from anticipation to realization. Within this passage, the Spirit does not prevent suffering, but reveals it. The warnings do not redirect the mission, but illuminate its necessity. The sorrow of the believers does not hinder the plan, but frames it in love and human concern. All elements converge toward a single reality. What has been spoken beforehand is now arriving. The movement toward Jerusalem is therefore not merely the travel of a man, but the closing movement of an age. The covenantal story that began long before is approaching its appointed resolution. What lies ahead is not uncertainty, but fulfillment, precisely in accordance with what has been declared. Thus, the account stands as a witness to divine purpose carried forward without interruption. Every port, every warning, every farewell, and every step toward Jerusalem unfolds within that purpose, revealing that what was once awaited is now at hand.